Russell, Dave Brown, Corey Macklin will be along in a little bit, ready to go with another big day of USWA Championship Wrestling. And I hope we can get through it without Bob Armstrong trying to interfere in it, which he has been doing. He tried to get in today, Dave. They said one thing: you come in as a wrestler, you got to sign a contract. We'll be telling you about his opponent coming up in a little bit.
Absolutely. In addition to that, we got PG-13 here. Wolfie D, JC Ice, they'll be along. Tracy Smothers and Jesse James Armstrong have formed a tag team. That could be a formidable group right there. Then we'll also have the U.S. Ladies Champion making her debut, Tasha, right here. Doug Gilbert, much more.
Big announcement. Brian Christopher wins back the USWA title. We've got Action B to it in a moment. Oh, hey, we're back and about ready to go as we'll be getting off with our first match coming up in just one moment. We've got a big tag match that'll have this team that Dave had talked about a little bit earlier of Armstrong and Smothers together. Here comes Bruno out here. Hey, we want to start right now and saying it's a new day. We don't want a lot of interference on
it's a wonderful day because I'm here, Lance. You know what? I think it's pitiful what Miss Texas and Doug Gilbert done to poor little old Brandon Baxter.
Oh,
I mean, here's a little boy trying to get started in the big-time wrestling business, trying to get his foot in the ground here in the USWA. And you know what? As soon as he was getting somewhere, he was listening to me and people like me, learning something, and they took and they pile-drived him. They broke his neck, put him out. Brandon Baxter's finished. You won't see him again.
Well, that's what happens when you run your mouth too much, Bruno. Let that be a lesson.
But you know what? I'm right here, the legend in the USWA. And right away, Bullet Bob Armstrong and the family called me up and said, Bruno, well, you've been here forever, and you'll be here forever. So, brother, we want you to be in our corner. So I said, of course I will. I'll be right in their corner. And you know what? I'm glad to do it because it makes me sick the way Randy Hales, Eddie Marlin, you, Dave, Corey, all these people treat Bullet Bob Armstrong. I mean, the man is a legend in professional wrestling. He's one of the greatest promoters, one of the greatest athletes, one of the greatest businessmen that's ever been in the USWA, Smoky Mountain, or anywhere else. And today, when Bullet Bob Armstrong arrived here at this station, you know what happened?
I know what happened.
They had 15 security guards standing out there by the door. They wouldn't let him in unless he signed an agreement saying that he would wrestle on this program. He couldn't come in otherwise.
Truth of the matter is, and you both know it, is the fact that, Bob, you have caused some problems in here with our television the last couple of weeks. They simply told you you come in as a wrestler or you
Lance,
don't come in.
why shouldn't I be upset? It's been a conspiracy from the word go. It started 6 months ago when they discovered Smoky Mountain Wrestling was superior to USWA. Now, my son, Jesse James Armstrong, should have this Intercontinental Heavyweight title with Razor Ramon. They robbed him. Brian Christopher robbed him of that match. He should be wrestling for the title. Also, a while back, Randy Hales came out and rang the bell when the Heavenly Bodies had PG-13 beat right in the middle of the ring. And then here comes Randy Hale out.
That did not happen that
Here
way.
comes Randy Hale insulting me, so I had to hit him. And what'd he do?
Yeah.
Go get Big Daddy Eddie Marlin. I had to personally beat the living devil out of him to teach him a lesson. So what I've done, I've called Bruno. And I'm going to introduce you to the greatest team who's going to take this area by storm. And I'm talking about none other than my son, Jesse James Armstrong, and Tracy Smothers. And, brother, they are going to do things that you have never seen done before. They're athletes. They're fine athletes. They'll take the title, and they'll do whatever it takes because I got the man watching for me. Here they are right here.
Yeah, well, I can believe that they'll do whatever it takes. And Tracy Smothers, Jesse James Armstrong paired
Right
together.
now, I need to say no more because my team, with Bruno watching them, is going to do wonders. You watch what they do to this team right here. I'll talk to you a little later. And I'm disgusted about having to be met outside by security guards. That's the lowest form of human trash.
We'll see you in the ring in a little bit, and we want to tell you right here and now that the opponent is going to be none other than Too Sexy Brian Christopher for Bob Armstrong. Corey, let me go up to you, bud.
All right, Lancer, we're ready for it. This one is the opening bout today on USWA Championship Wrestling. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. First introducing at a combined weight of 404 pounds out of Millington, Tennessee, Charlie Laird, and his partner out of Memphis, Tennessee, T.D. Steele. Their opponents today at a combined weight of 493 pounds, representing Smoky Mountain Wrestling out of Springfield, Tennessee, Tracy Smothers, and his partner out of Marietta, Georgia, Jesse James Armstrong. Gene Johnson is the official referee. One fall, 10 minutes over to Lance Russell Davis.
Corey hopping out as Tracy Smothers comes in to intimidate, which Tracy seems to be doing a lot these days. Gene Johnson, our referee for this match. Charlie Laird starting out against Tracy Smothers, Dave.
All right. This one, of course, the team of Smothers and Jesse James Armstrong have to be considered heavy favorites coming into this one. These two, look at Smothers, yelling at his opponent, trying to embarrass his opponent, calling for Jesse James Armstrong to put the knee up there, and he runs him into it. They double up on the exchange. Charlie Laird off the ropes, down to the mat. Now Smothers walks out, leaves him for Jesse James.
Down Charlie goes as Jesse James pops him hard, moves him in position, and I'll tell you, Dave, you've got two single wrestlers, and look at that move by Jesse James.
Goodness.
Both of these guys have all of the physical tools and the experience to really make it hard on anybody in the world. You put them together, and going against a young team of T.D. Steele and Charlie Laird, look at that. Before Steele can even get in the ring, Tracy pounding away, beating on him in there.
Hey, PG-13 or anybody even compare to this team right here. Why do you think I'm not with some USWA team? Why do you think I'm with the Armstrongs? Why do you think I'm with Tracy? Why do you think I'm with Smoky Mountain? Because you got to go with
the answer, because nobody will have you, Bruno? Is that what it is? 1, 2, 3, and that's it. T.D. gets pinned by Jesse James Armstrong, and they come up with a quick victory, David.
They do indeed. Didn't take him much time at all. Jesse James Armstrong. Now Bruno jumps in there to add his 2 cents worth.
Boy, he's good at that.
Oh, my goodness. He gets you some ad. He kicks Charlie Laird out of the ring down on the floor. Now they got TD double teamed up there. Armstrong, Tracy Smothers making a point here on how tough they are, how tough Smoky Mountain Wrestling is. And you already heard Bruno insulting USWA tag teams. I'll tell you what, there's one tag team, there's more than that, but there's certainly one that won't be backing up from them. I'm talking about PG-13, JC Ice and Wolfie D. Look at Bruno.
So ridiculous. That's the thing, Bob Armstrong, we're talking about. Well, these thugs that you bring over here like that. And with the flagpole, TD ripped right underneath the chin. Here comes PG-13, hubcap in hand, and run Armstrong and Smothers out of there, and finally get that carnage stopped. Ridiculous. They end up beating Laird and T.D. Steele and then have that come about after they start beating on them. Thank you, PG-13.
That stinking PG-13 got my flag, man. I want it back. They come out and sucker punch us. Well, no good, nothing happening. Hubcap, I want my flag. I want it right now.
If the flag hadn't been in the ring.
Bob Armstrong gave me that flag, man. Bob Armstrong gave that to me. It's special to me. Steve Armstrong and myself took that flag all over the world, man.
Shouldn't have been in the ring.
That's exactly it. Let's take a break and we're going to be back.
We've got another match.
I'm telling you, we got other matches.
We are got what's going on. You don't have anything else going on. Highway robbery. Robbery, there was a crime committed. My belt is missing. Brian Christopher, excuse me, I'm a little flustered. Yeah, it's the same old story. Now, which camera am I looking at this rinky-dink, nothing happening studio? It's the same old story in the USWA, man. The Thugs are going to be the tag team champions, the world champion, the USWA champion, but we get the same old story, man. In the 70s, it was Jackie Fargo. Oh, you like Jackie Fargo, right? Yeah, Jackie Fargo, Eddie Marlin, Jerry Jarrett, Tojo Yamamoto. In the 80s, it was Bill Superstar Dundee and Jerry the Queen Lawler. Yeah, and Jeff Jarrett. In the 90s, only to Jeff Jarrett. Now, you got this Fab Four here of PG-13. Who stole my flag? Dirty Doug Gilbert and Too Sexy Brian Christopher. It's the same story, Lance Russell.
Listen,
I was in here in 83.
We got more matches.
No, you shut up. You're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to me. Hey,
they'll come out here right now.
when I started here in 83, I got the shaft. I left for a few years. I came back in 86, and I got the shaft then. You remember, Bruno. You were here. And then, yeah, in 89, I got the shaft. You got your little circle that you protect here. Right here today, Brian. Jesse James. We want a title match with PG-13, and I want Randy Hale or that nothing happening old hag Eddie Marlin to get their butts out here right now, because I'm sick and damn tired of getting
There is no title match scheduled here today.
If they got any guts at all, they'll come back, bring his flag, bring my belt, and bring those tag titles, because we're taking them too, Lance.
Yeah, is there anything else you
out
want?
here. I wouldn't urinate on this place.
Randy, we can't get these guys out of here. Now, they're just ruining it again.
Match. Come on, Tracy.
You shut up, man. I'm sick of getting the shaft around here.
That's what he has to say.
Have a title match scheduled at the
We want it right now. Right now.
You're not going to get it today.
I want the millions of people to see us kick their butts right now.
Are you gutless like PG-13?
The same old politics. You protecting your boys, aren't you? Yeah. Hey, you remember last time? We took the stand against PG-13. We took care of them now. We'll take care of them now. You got my flag. Yeah, you got a belt, you got a
Let me see that, Lance. Let me see that. Hang on just a minute, Randy. No offense or nothing, but you're not the tag team champions.
Hey, we're not going to have any stuff.
I tell you what, you ain't the tag team champions. We are. You can't tell us who we can defend our belts again, and we don't like you stinking idiots, and we'll take you on any time.
Let me tell you something, Tracy Smothers. I have not forgot a low-life Benedict Arnold scum like you hitting me in the head with a bottle. So if you want a match, we'll give you a match right now.
Go ahead. I guess it started. What else can we do but call it? Well, of course.
I want you to say this right on TV in front of the whole world. If it's a championship match, Randy Hale.
Okay. It's a title match, Randy says. He advised PG-13 not to do it, but they have the right to put the belts on the line, and he'll sanction it. So the titles are at stake here, Lance.
JCI starting off on Tracy Smothers. Smothers carries him out of the corner, but JC ripples him with the right hand. Bad move. These guys letting, and that's one of the things about a youthful team like PG-13. They're letting those emotions run away. Somebody comes out and calls them a coward, starts all the conversation on television, and immediately they say, oh, yeah, we'll put them up. Anybody, anytime. And they go in there. Now they've got a title match. They had one scheduled, but they wanted it right here and now to show that they're men. And while I respect them for their wrestling ability, not a smart move. Good move by Wolfie right there.
Jesse James Armstrong with a big right hand. Wolfie D going to work on it. Down to the mat goes Armstrong. Back on his feet, back in the corner. Wolfie nails into the right hand coming out of there. Tag titles on the line. Wolfie D of PG-13. Jesse James Armstrong hammered into the top turnbuckle. His partner, Tracy Smothers, watching across the way. Now Wolfie runs Jesse James over close to the corner. That's a bad place to be. They double him up there as Bruno distracts the referee. Meanwhile, Steve Dunn has run out here and grabbed JC Ice Bob Armstrong just hit him with a chair.
Just nailed J.C. Ice out here on the floor with a chair, while Bruno is distracting referee Gene Johnson. Jesse James Armstrong drops down with the elbow on Wolfie. 1, 2. This is a title match. Those titles are on the line. Look at Bruno. The cheap shot artist sneaks over and is kicking away on the head of J.C. Ice, while Tracy Smothers comes in and rattles Wolfie D's cage. There's a cover.
Wolfie had a foot on the bottom rope, but Tracy just picked it up. The referee started the count. Wolfie's still alive.
Belly to belly and Wolfie down. It's Tracy Smothers and Jesse James Armstrong against Wolfie D for these titles, Dave. Once again, the pin, one ahead. He kicks his way out. They keep hammering on JC so that he can, again, look at Bruno over there doing it. As Wolfie D rolls up Tracy Smothers, the referee in the corner talking with Jesse James as he was unable to hold it forever. There's that clothesline that pulls Wolfie D back down. That's the most irritating thing Tracy Smothers does. PG-13 and Wolfie D, when they were out here beating on T.D. Steele and Charlie Laird after the match was over, they grabbed the flag stick and took it away, had it over in their corner, as they now are still 2-on-1 with Jesse James working on Wolfie D.
You know, I think the whole flag incident had something to do with PG-13 coming out here and agreeing to the championship match, because they did run Armstrong and Smothers out of the area as they came in to help out Charlie Laird and T.D. Steele. But right now, look at that, dropping down on J.C. Ice, who's been out of it down on the floor since he was hammered from behind and then smacked with a metal chair by Bob Armstrong.
You're right.
Who is the father, remember, of Jesse James Armstrong. There's a cover by Armstrong on Wolfie. 1, 2, might be. No, he got the shoulder up. I thought he had him that time. Armstrong didn't have enough body weight. There's a count of 2, but again, Wolfie's able to get the shoulder up at the count of 3.
Not going to be easy to beat these two boys from the hood. Well, beat one of them because the other one is laid out on the floor so that Wolfie is facing both of these two guys. Wolfie trying to get back and get a breathing room, but they're smart enough not to let that happen. Ripping with lefts and right hands, Tracy Smothers. The whip across the ring diagonally. Going in after. He's too quick. Out of the way is Wolfie, and Tracy runs into the turnbuckles so that both of them are on the floor as Gene Johnson starts the count. Tracy gets over to make the tag, and Jesse James takes over.
He comes in to go to work on Wolfie. J.C. Ice on his feet down on the floor. Barely on his feet, but he, well, not for long. Armstrong saw him there at ringside and put a foot in his head. J.C. Ice again back down on the floor. Meanwhile, Wolfie D giving it every ounce of strength he's got against that man right there, Jesse James Armstrong, as he is trying virtually alone, due to the circumstances, to defend the USWA Tag Team titles. It's 2 against 1 again. Armstrong and Smothers both working on Wolfie D back in the corner. Referee trying to get it back to 1 against 1. He's sending Smothers back outside. Armstrong flipping Wolfie D into the ropes.
Tracy fires off the turnbuckles, nails Wolfie with it, and J.C. Ice comes up in the ring with a hubcap and blasts Jesse James right in the back of the head. He is down on the mat. Wolfie's down on the mat, and J.C. still has not recovered. He was able to get in and stop that big cover for the pin and the title off as he rolls Jesse James off after nailing him with that hubcap. Wolfie coming back to the corner, climbs up. Can't pull himself up, Dave. He is taking a lot of punishment.
Armstrong getting a tag. It was an illegal tag, but Smothers is in there nonetheless. Here's J.C. Ice. He's having to take on both of them now. Wolfie D comes back into the action. Wolfie really took a beating, as did JC earlier. Smothers off the rope, double drop kick. And Smothers rolls out of the ring. They go after Jesse James Armstrong. Now they got him 2 against 1. They body slam him. JC off the rope. Wolfie slams him down there. Referee doesn't see the cover. He's trying to get Bruno down off the apron.
He's got the flag stick and he nails Wolfie D. Pushes Jesse James over on top. Wolfie, or rather nails JC Ice. Count of 1, 2, 3.
He got him. He got him. We've got new champion.
The crowd stunned as Jesse James Armstrong and Tracy Smothers, along with Bruno and Stephen Dunn and Bob Armstrong, end up stealing the belt away. We're going to take a break and see if we can get back with it.
Smoky Mountain's what's hot. The USWA is not. It's
Well, we've got a match coming up here in just a moment, but before we get to that, I want to talk to what are now the former USWA Tag Team Champions. When this day began, they were the champions. They had the belts around their waist. But they got pulled into a championship match here by Jesse James Armstrong and Tracy Smothers, and as a result of a lot of strange things going on in the match, you guys no longer have the tag team titles, and it's now a challenge situation rather than a title defense for you.
And you know, Dave Brown, JC Ice and Wolfie D are 7-time USWA World Tag Team Champions. We beat the top of the top, man. We beat the Rock and Roll Express. We beat the Heavenly Bodies. We've even beat the Smoking Guns. But you see, now when you get scum of the earth like Smoky Mountain thugs who come running through here buckshot over JC Ice and Wolfie D, well, we're not two boys that from the hood that are gonna cry. We never cried, and when you back us up against the wall, punk, we're coming out fighting fire with fire, so you boys get ready to be capped.
Let me tell you something, man. The lowest scum of the earth, the biggest egg-sucking dog of them all. That's right, Tracy Smothers. And that's because he's a Benedict Arnold. Just 4 months ago, when he came out here and busted a bottle over my partner's head, he showed everybody that he's not the nice guy that he pretended to be for years. Oh, he was the wild-eyed Southern boy, and everybody liked him. Well, he showed just what kind of man he was. And I don't like men like you, Tracy Smothers, and Jesse James Armstrong. You birds of the feather flock together, man. And if you're with Tracy Smothers, I don't like you. And this week, we're coming with both guns loaded, so I hope you're ready for the biggest butt kicking of your life.
PG-13, they'll be trying to get the titles back this week in the USWA. Right now, let's go to Corey for this match.
All right, Dave, we're ready for it. Hey, 181 pounds out of parts unknown. Here is the Yellow Jacket. And his opponent making his way to the ring area out of Lexington, Tennessee. 240 pounds, Dangerous Doug Gilbert. 1 fall, 10 minutes. Gene Johnson, the official referee for this one. And we are ready for action. Over to my buddies Lance and Dave.
Okay, Corey. Jackets off. Bell time. Referee Gene Johnson. Yellow Jacket going against Dangerous Doug Gilbert. As Doug.
Ooh, Yellow Jacket nailed him with a right fist. Lance back in the corner. He comes in with a left, then a right. Dangerous Doug Gilbert's not going to put up with that for long, let me tell you. Yellow Jacket blocked as he tries to use the arm to peel him across the ring, and Doug Gilbert says, I've had enough of that. Watch this, and he picks him up. What he's asking the crowd, and he just drops him right back down to the mat. Whoop! Oh, doesn't go for the count of 3. Not quite ready yet, he says. I don't know if he could have held him for a 3 count or not. He might have been able to.
Doug is saying, this is the Smoky Mountain guy. Watch this. Whoa, there's Edward first atomic knee, and he puts the Yellow Jacket down hard. Doug always has got his eye on a title somewhere or another. When he doesn't have one, he feels naked. He wants one right now, and he's got his eye on Smoky Mountain or wherever. Doug chasing Yellow Jacket around, follows him in the ring. Pulls him back up by the turnbuckle and bangs his head on that turnbuckle.
And the Yellow Jacket is in trouble. He started out pretty good, but Doug Gilbert slowed him down, and now he's in the air. Doug Gilbert drops him down to the mat. Didn't really power him down, didn't have to.
Hey, Sippy, eat my knee.
Oh, right across the chest comes the knee and the lower leg of Doug Gilbert. Now he's around behind the Yellow Jacket. Look, a little twist on the neck. I'm not sure that's approved by the American Chiropractic Association, if there is such a thing.
This right here.
Uh-oh.
Brad Armstrong.
Doug Gilbert was undoing that tape. Whoa! The referee, Gene Johnson, took that tape away from him. While he was doing that, he put the pile driver on him, Dave.
And the count of 3 follows that almost immediately. Yellow Jacket left lying in the ring, and Doug Gilbert gets himself a victory here today, and frankly, a reasonably easy one. Now, he's not through yet. He's showing the referee that it wasn't truly a pile driver because he didn't have his head the first thing that hit the mat. So he was merely putting a little extra pressure on the side of his head and his ear. Well, I'm sure it might happen, Doug, but anyway, he's got the victory, huh?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, we know Doug Gilbert. He can do it any way, and he's done it in a way that is sometimes not necessarily always according to the rules for a fact. Referee trying to help the Yellow Jacket out of there. We're going to get out the USWA women's title holder. We're talking about Tasha. We haven't had her here before on our program. She is scheduled for a battle to take on somebody that we know awfully well, and that's Miss Texas. Here she comes, the U.S. title holder, Tasha.
Wait a minute. First of all, don't ask me for my autograph, okay? I'm sick of all of these people coming up to me, asking me for my autograph, and you know what? They look at it and they're too stupid to realize that I am not Reba McEntire. I am Miss Tasha Simone, the ladies title holder. So I want you to get that straight with everybody.
I understand, and I do also understand that you've got a challenge coming up for Miss Texas, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how familiar you are with Miss Texas. You may be in for a very, very big shock.
You know, Lance, I haven't done much homework on her, but I've heard she's supposed to be the toughest thing going in the USWA right now. As a matter of fact, I've heard she's tougher than some of the men around here, and I've seen some of them, and I might believe that. But this is the most important thing. I hate ugly people. I hate people that are dirty, and I've seen pictures of her, and she has got the greasiest, nappiest looking hair that I have ever seen in my life. Does she not know that there are dog parlors in Memphis that she can go to?
All right.
Lance, you need, do me a favor. I mean, you're a really nice man. Tell her that she needs to go get her hair washed. She needs to go to the salon. I spend hours having people do my hair. I want her to look as good as me. I'm even willing to pay for it. And her face. I mean, does she not know what makeup is? I mean, she looks awful. Somebody needs to teach her what makeup is.
You're not making any friends standing out here knocking Miss Texas. These people know Miss Texas. They know what kind of dedicated athlete she is, and you're standing out putting her down every way.
These people are just as pathetic as she is. I'll tell you what, she needs a makeover so bad. I'll pay for her makeover and all of these people's before I wrestle her because I don't like ugly people.
You better worry about one thing, and that's what she can do when she gets into something. We are not taking a thing away from you. We know the championship belts don't come easily, and you are the champion. Here comes Miss Texas out here now.
Interview time. She's not supposed to be out here.
Lance don't have to tell me nothing. Nobody have to tell me nothing. If you got something to say it face to face, baby. Speaking of faces.
She had one like mine.
Speaking of faces. You so ugly. When you look in the mirror, your reflection throws up.
Okay, ladies, let's save it for the ring now.
And hair? You talking about hair? My cat throws up better hair ball than you have on your head.
No, you can't do it right now. Can we get it some more to get them out? Well, you better. Tasha, the U.S. Women's Champion, Miss Texas, will be challenging for that title. But we're going to not have it take place right now. We'll take time out, and we'll be back in a moment.